Alright. Alright, we don't need that anymore. Welcome guys. For the people that will either watch this live or once this is out, because you watch it either way. Anyway, this is the first time I've streamed in like 8 months, and it's the first time I've toured this world it's been about over 2 years now. So it's been a pretty long time. A lot of things have happened. I'm not gonna go in depth in like history wise of like events that have happened. I'm just gonna show you guys around my, I think 20, 24, 25 different cities, something like that. I don't actually remember the number, but anyway, I'm gonna try not to miss any towns. If I do, that's on me. But anyway, we're gonna start at where I am right now. I'm in the city of Great Falls. So Great Falls, it's great. Yeah, I know that's quite a bit of cities, yeah. But Great Falls was supposed to be like a really good city. I was inspired by one of my friends, one of his towns. He's in the stream right now, and I wanted like my downtown area to kind of look like his town. He had like a ton of skyscrapers. I don't know if I've ever told him that, but you know. Anyway, moving on. I guess I'll just go into the building. So this is a baseball stadium. This is the Great Falls Nationals. And not all my teams are based off of real teams, but most of them probably are. But anyway, this is the Great Falls Nationals. I'm not really going to go too in depth in a lot of like things. I'm not really going to go inside of a lot of stuff, but just wanted to show this. This will be in a new stadium video coming out in like probably a week tops. So yeah, that's that baseball stadium. I really like this outside that I made. It's pretty cool. Right here is a Top Golf. If you guys don't know what Top Golf is, it's basically just a driving range that you get like points, you play games. It's pretty fun. I've been to one. I guess it was never finished. I did start like some of the netting and like the different holes, but obviously I never finished. And yeah, the Top Golf does look really fire. I'm gonna make another one in another one of my towns, and I'm gonna try and make that one even better than this one, and I'm gonna actually complete like the netting on it. So here's one of the two lakes. There's a lake over there, a lake over here, and then there's like this over here is kind of like a big river on like a hill, I guess. I don't really know where I was going for, but it looks pretty cool. There's two waterfalls. So it's called Great Falls because it's got like 3 different waterfalls. It's pretty cool. And then there's like the channel where you can get from lake to lake by a boat. And then I started this town. I haven't really finished it. As you can tell, I've started building some skyscrapers and like a park, and yeah, I haven't really been here in a while. It's been a long time. That was the most recent thing built. That was like a couple days ago, or like a week or so ago. But anyway, I'm not gonna go in here. I want to try and speed up the process. We got a lot to go to. But this is Great Falls Pistons basketball. And that's like a car piston that's like in like a vehicle. It's kind of what I went for, if you can understand that. This is the Pyramid Palace. I love the name. The Pyramid Palace Center. Home of the for some reason why are inspire me to build in D-City again. Oh, I hope I inspire you to build in D-City. We got that survival world going. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. But anyway, this is the Pyramid Palace, home of the Great Falls Cyclones. It's honestly one of my favorite hockey stadiums I've ever made. With the skyscrapers, I made like some walkways, like skywalks, so you can get from building to building. It's pretty cool. This bridge, oh, I love this bridge. I like what I do with it. Well, like there and like the suspension on the side, it's pretty cool. And then I got this statue. You guys probably seen the statue. I saw it on TikTok, so I was like, alright, I want to build that. So I built it in the middle of the lake. I thought it was pretty cool. Over here we got the Brewers. This is the second baseball stadium in this town. It's really new actually. It's about a week or so old. A little more than a week probably. And I used Blackstone stairs for like the first time. It actually looked really nice. It turned out pretty well. And then I also added like leaf blocks in the back to add like a little bit more like touch to it. And I find it to be pretty cool. So, hold on, give me a second, guys. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Alright, continuing. So for Great Falls, there's like where I was gonna build like all the housing and the different schools and all like the commercial zoning and like all the youth sports and all that. It was kind of like the town, but I built this. It kind of looks like a castle on the outside, like a little fortress on the lake, but it's kind of like a little mansion, like a mansion thing. I find it to be pretty cool. I don't really like the way the roof turned out, but that's alright, because it still looks pretty nice, to me at least. Anybody else could say otherwise, but anyway, right here is kind of like the marina. That's why there's like a bunch of boats, so yeah, the mansion looks pretty nice. If I would have kept the building in this town, I probably would have made one like twice the size of that going around that, or like maybe I could build them like right over here or something, but I don't know, or maybe on the other lake. I don't really know. Somewhere I am gonna have like something, like I'm gonna build a huge mansion that like the richest person in the world would live in, but I haven't really gotten there yet. It's kind of working on other things at the moment, but here's like the youth baseball kind of area. I really like what I did with it. There's not seats, which kind of sucks, but it's alright. It's whatever. Pretty nice fields. And then we got an unfinished elementary school. Started working on it, never finished it. Here's where like the high school football field. It was gonna be, never really built the high school. Over here, it looks like a maze, but it's not a maze. It's kind of like a it was gonna be a school, and then it ended up me not finishing it. So anyway, then I tried building some like different houses, like houses you wouldn't see in like the United States. I don't think. I mean, you probably will see these, but personally I went for like a different look of housing. And then I made a McDonald's. McDonald's, it's doesn't look the greatest, but yeah, it doesn't really bother me in any way. This was gonna be an airport. I don't know if it's still going to be an airport. I might get rid of that, but it was a gas station, just a little touch. No need for like an actual building. It's just the gas. And yeah, here's the Great Falls sign. Really like that. And now we'll lead to our second town that we'll visit. Southeast. It's called Southeast because it is in the southeastern part of the country. Here's like his youth baseball. This is my friend's town, by the way. I helped him build some things, but some of the things are also his. So we made like youth baseball things, as you can tell. Like probably like the little kids do that, and then when they're like 12 years old or something, like middle school, they'd play here, and then they're in like high school, they play at the big field, and then yeah, and then I made a really nice mansion. It's off a tutorial. I don't want to be greedy and be like, oh, I built this fully by hand. No, I got this off a tutorial. I thought it looked really cool, so I went and tried to make it, and it actually turned out really nice. And yeah, the youth baseball fields they're alright. I wouldn't say they're terrible, but I definitely have better ones, I think. Here's a cabin that I made. You'll see this again. I've kind of just copied and pasted it and put it here just to fill in the space. And then this is also another tutorial. I like to do a lot of tutorials because it just makes, it's not that I can't build houses, it's just I personally like the modern style houses, like stuff like this and like stuff like that. So this really didn't turn out the greatest, or like something like this is also really nice, but it's not that I can't build houses, it's just I choose not to make my own houses and just use tutorials, which probably is not a good idea, but I do it. It doesn't really bother me. I could really care less what other people think, because that's just my way of doing things. And this right here was supposed to be like a Niagara Falls kind of thing, because when I actually went to Niagara Falls, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna build this in Minecraft, so I tried to make my own type of Niagara Falls. This was like 2 years ago, like 2 years ago or so. It was a long time ago. But I was like, I want to make a Niagara Falls. So, I mean, this doesn't make sense. Water goes up, but it's, it's whatever. It's what I kind of went for. Anyway, here's a little shack. Little brick shack on the riverbank on the island. Here's a really nice bridge I made. I didn't want to build like a huge bridge, so I made this small one, and it was actually really nice. Yeah, the waterfall does look really good, even though it was built 2 years ago. And that's your shack. I don't think you built this. I'm pretty sure I built this, but shack is a shack for Shack Plays. I mean, any shack is a shack. And then we just got a lot of more modern houses. It's kind of what me and my friend were kind of going for, just like the modern house kind of feel of places. And then with structured blocks, you can only I don't think you can really turn, like have them face different directions, so we kind of had to improvise, build roads differently. But here's some of the skyscrapers that he created that me and him both started building. I personally like them, and you're gonna find this a lot in a lot of skyscrapers that I build. They don't have floors. There's nothing inside of them. They're just there. And it's not that I don't want to take the time to do the inside. I just like the way they look. I don't really care about the inside. I could, if I really wanted to, do an inside for skyscrapers, but I just choose not to. And, yeah, so this skyscraper in particular, actually, was, there were a couple of, I used to build skyscrapers like this quite a bit. A couple, I think it was like, at one point in time, I don't actually know. I used to build a couple of skyscrapers like with the smooth stone and black stained glass, and then just have like different designs. It was really nice. I called them like the Bank of MB Tower, or like MB Tower, something like that. Bank of something, I don't know. The country's name is MB, and a lot of people probably already know that if they're long-time followers. But anyway, this is his Slugger Stadium, the Southeast Sluggers. It's called Tommy Hilfiger Field. That's what we decided to name it, because he liked the clothing brand Tommy Hilfiger, and it's a really nice stadium. It's probably not the best stadium in the country, but I really enjoy it. If you're wondering why there's a P and it's a Silver Slugger, I mean, not Silver Sluggers, that's my wiffle ball, that's a wiffle ball team in my league. Or not the Silver Sluggers, that's an award. I'm stupid, sorry guys. I'm talking about Southeast Sluggers. If you're wondering why there's a P, because he used to like the Pittsburgh Pirates. So, that's why there's a P there for Pirates. But I don't know if he's a Pirates fan anymore. I would not want to be a Pirates fan after their last season, so yeah, so moving on from that. Oh, actually, one more thing. We gotta go to the Nike Stadium. So Nike Stadium, honestly, it is a really nice football stadium. Like, really nice. But it is super nice for, it's kind of like design and like the seating, like my oval shaped stuff I kind of went for, and like the different colored seats. But it is not the best stadium in the country by far. It's not anywhere near the thing, but I think the thing that sticks out the most is the Jumbotron, how circular it is, and also my end rods that are kind of like the wires. Second best. It is not the second best. I'm sorry, but it is not the second best. But like I try to make it like the wires as like the end rods to like hold it up, and I think it came out pretty well. I really like it. So moving on to our next town. This town is called the Christie City. This was built more than 2 years ago, and it was built for one reason, and we'll get to that reason a little bit later, because we haven't gotten to that town. It was inspired from a different city that I was gonna build a city just like it, but better. Didn't turn out that way, but anyway, this is Christie City. I'm gonna go in from the entrance. So this is the entrance. On the hill, it's got a Christie City sign and the MV Parkway. MV Parkway is gonna be, it was gonna be like Broadway in New York, but I don't even think it's a thing. But anyway, Christie City, really nice town. I don't even know what building this is. I kind of just created a weird design building. It looks alright, but and then I kind of just went for it. But this is a hotel. I'm not really gonna go in it, but it's a hotel inside the mountain. And then we got like a couple like cabins on the outside. And this is also part of the hotel. This is the pool. The pool is inside here. That's why there's windows. It's probably bad. It's made out of, the wall is made out of dirt. But you know, maybe 2 years ago it was kind of iffy on some things. And then I also made like a waterfall at the top. I don't really know how I feel about this anymore, but at the time I probably liked it. And then this is the MB flag, if a lot of you don't know. But how long am I usually on the world? Depends on the day. If I'm really determined to build something, I'll probably be on it for a good 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes 4 hours a day. It depends on the day. It depends on how I feel. Because I really haven't played a lot on this world in the past, like, couple weeks. I've been doing other things, but usually in my building days of my prime, I probably played a good 12 hours a day, like a couple years ago, or like a year or so ago, like when nothing was going on. I was literally playing like 12 hours a day probably, but that was a long time ago. I've evolved from there, but this is probably my favorite bridge in my world. It's probably really unnecessary for it to be super high, but I really like the way it came out. So yeah. Fast Feet Jr., what's up? This is probably one of the oldest buildings in this town, besides like the skyscrapers and like all the roads and stuff. MBGT, is MB Got Talent. I was really big in America's and like America and Britain's Got Talent 2 years ago, so I decided to make my own kind of Got Talent thing. I think it turned out pretty well. Like the judges and their levers, which would turn on like their X's, and then this is like the stage. They come out from each side. The background's kind of like the sun, and then clouds, and that's where they stand. The people stand, and then you just got some seating just for the viewers. I didn't want to make like a huge theater because I wasn't really big on making huge things back then, back on PlayStation 4 edition, because you couldn't really make you had to place everything by hand. Like there was no fill command like there is on Bedrock now that we have on PlayStation. So I had to place everything by hand. So a lot of things that I built back in the day they're a lot smaller, and that's why in some of these skyscrapers we're gonna see, that's why a lot of them aren't finished, because we got to the point where we just didn't want to put the glass in the skyscrapers. We made the outline and just never put the glass in. But I've started to come back to a lot of different towns and start like putting glass in, like finishing the buildings and adding sidewalks to a lot of the towns. And yeah, so there's not a whole lot to really show for Christie. You kind of just like see it. It's supposed to be like New York, New York, but you know, didn't really turn out that way. These three buildings are like casinos, starts getting bigger, and then they just get smaller, and then yeah. I don't really know what my planning was for that. I don't really remember a whole lot. That's a terrible pro hockey rink. I don't even know why they're pro still, because I mean, I know why, because I don't want to build them a new stadium. I don't want to take them out of the league. But I think one day, I'll come back here and be like, oh, I'm going to build you a new stadium or something like that. Just add on to it or whatever. But that hasn't happened yet. This is the Lions football stadium. It's very standard stadium to what I build now. This is probably a very, yeah, like I said, it's just very standard. It's very self-explanatory. So, this was built for one reason and one reason only. Now it is a pro team for my soccer league that I got. And, but if I'm being honest, the town was actually built for the World Cup. And this is where the Minecraft World Cup was held. And by the way, we didn't actually play soccer. I just spun a wheel and decided so. Yeah, so this stadium was built 2 years ago for the World Cup, and now it hosts 2 different teams, one for my league and then one for a different league that I have with my friends, which actually you can watch both of them. I have videos on both of them. One's the Minecraft Champions League, and then the other one is my soccer stadiums that I have. It's all a will to win for a team. Yeah, it is all up to the wheel. Yeah, the wheel basically kind of decides everything. I'll put all the teams into one wheel and I'll spin it. And whoever it lands on kind of wins the whole thing. That's what I got going on for like my whole entire league. Like I'll get to like the Hall of Fames and stuff where you can see all the teams. I have all the teams on like a wheel, and then I just spin it, and whoever it lands on wins a championship. I call it a day. So yeah, that's kind of how it works. This road has not been filled in for a long time. The road was there before that, probably. So this is a unfinished airport. This was going to be a really big airport, and you know how I felt back then about building big things. Not good. So yeah, this was probably a very, 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 very big advancement for my type of building a couple years ago. And so it's called Moonshot Stadium because at nighttime you're supposed to see the moon through the hole in the ceiling. On PlayStation 4 edition. Doesn't really happen anymore, but this is Moonshot Stadium. It was actually really good for its time, but it has been outdone by a lot since then. But I just recently added this second section of seating, and yeah, they're called the Storm. And a lot of the baseball stadiums, you'll see their team name somewhere on it. And then I made this like little patch area of like a fountain and then trees just to make center field look nice. And then this anytime you see these in a stadium, they've won a championship. That's what it represents. It represents like a championship. So just to clarify that, they have 4. I'm not gonna say that for every team, but and then I just recently added the screen when I added these, and yeah, this is a really, really big project for me at the time, which it really isn't that great of a build. So yeah, the patch in center field does look really relaxing. It's just, I thought it was a nice touch, so I made it. Lions Grove. So Lions Grove is supposed to be like a Beverly, not Beverly Hills, but like just a really rich housing area, and It never really came out to be what it was hyped up for. And eventually I'll probably come back to this town and be like, alright, I'm gonna do something about this. I'm not gonna stop until I'm done. That would take me like weeks, but I'll get there. Over here we got the nets. This is the basketball stadium. It's really small. I didn't really want to build a big stadium because I felt like building like a smaller stadium that looks really nice. And I think I accomplished that pretty well. Not a whole lot of seating. Ceiling looks really nice, and like that back corner or back behind the hoop looks really good with like the screen and the glass. I find it really nice for a small stadium. Not really the best compared to the other stadiums in the country, but it works. It works. And then the second stadium, this was built very recently as well. The Royals. I find this is a really nice stadium. It's made out of brick. Not a thing that I usually use anymore, but I still think it looks really nice. It might look a little small, but I think eventually what I want to do is for a season of baseball, I want to get like all my friends and stuff, and we will represent different teams. Like we'll do like a draft of what teams we're gonna represent, and not all stadiums are actually built. Like the size of the field isn't actually playable, but down, yeah, you mean down. I'd be down to join, and you would be able to join in. Yeah, I'm not exactly like fully on it to like actually do one, but at some point I would like to. I don't know when, but anyway, the objective is like, so there's the one guy on the thing, but like I don't think that would really work. If it's one-on-one, that really wouldn't be a pitcher, but how you would play is, say there's a pitcher, if it's 2-on-2, one guy throws a snowball at the batter pretends to hit it with his sword, turn his sense all the way up, and spin in a circle and throw the ball. And then, obviously that went foul, but that would have been a home run if it was fair. Hit it above, like, the wall at any part, so, like, that would have been a home run if it was hit above the wall, and that's a home run, and then, yeah, but if it's hit, like, too high, then the player can try and like catch it, and then they would be out. So that's kind of how we play. Not every stadium is capable of playing because some fields are bigger than others due to the different time periods they were built in, because they used to build fields really big for some reason, and they're not playable because snowballs can't really travel that far. But some fields are playable, so we'd probably just stay at one. We'd probably stay at like one field and use that field only, but it's alright. He would love to compensate. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could. So we're entering to one of the best towns, personally. I think it's one of the best cities in the country. It's called Pearl, by the way. Pearl City. This is a racetrack. I was trying to go in for like a Daytona 500 or like Atlanta kind of feel, and I think I did pretty well. I think it's really nice. Got all the different lines. I'm a big NASCAR guy, so like I look a lot the racing kind of stuff. So of course, you know, I make racetracks. It's not even done. The fact that it's not even done, it's probably been here for like a month or so, probably more than a month. It's not even finished. I find that kind of funny. That's something I would do. But I like it. I got like the pit wall, and the garages, and then the way like you get in, like if you're a racer and stuff. Not really gonna get into legitimate stuff. It's just a really nice build. Now if we actually enter Pearl from the backside, I call it the backside. There's like 3 different ways to get here from the other places, but This is a youth baseball train station. I know this is gonna be like the Pearl City University. It's gonna be like their college. That is a really old building. It was their old college, and it was really small. And I was like, all right, this is a little too small for a college, so I'm gonna make it bigger. So I made walls, and I'm gonna make like a campus. It's not gonna be that big, but it's whatever. This is probably one of my personal favorite soccer stadiums. It's not the best soccer stadium in the world, but it's really nice. Pearl City Crimson. Find it really cool. And, yeah. This is, youth hockey. And, something like kids will play on. And then, this was big into Fortnite a long time ago. Or I wouldn't say a long time. Yeah, quite a long time. I wouldn't say quite a long time ago. And the Port-a-Fort came out. So when the Port-a-Fort came out, and like, I don't even know what season it was, but I was like, Port-a-Fort look kind of cool. I'm gonna make a skyscraper, or like a building that looks like a Port-a-Fort. And yeah. So that happened. This is my friend's house. If you guys remember, I did this Minecraft survival series with this guy. His name's It Splits. It's not as I don't think he even uploads on that channel anymore, but it was that guy that I did the survival series with. And yeah, that's his mansion. It was built a long time ago. It was when this city was first started to like be made. I really like this bridge. It used to be like a lot smaller, like this part used to be a lot smaller, and I didn't like that. I wanted it to be bigger, so I made it bigger. And if you're wondering why there's like a crash plane, you're gonna have to wait for a different video, because I'm not going in depth in any history that has happened on the world. I do not want to bore you guys out. If you guys want a video about the world's history, I'll make a video about the world's history, but that's for a different time. Here, what I was going for is the Statue of Liberty. So we made a statue of Steve holding a book and then the torch. I like it. Kind of looks a little dirty, but you know, it's whatever. It works. It works. I got the railroad track bridge. This, I don't even know what this is. That is just sad to look at. But this is gonna be like a little like lookout area on like this rock, and then this would be like cliff jumping. You jump into this thing. Chinese Steve. I wouldn't call that Chinese Steve. That's a different world they're talking about. But yeah, I don't really need to go in depth on the skyscrapers. They all look pretty dope. But there's one skyscraper in particular. Gingerbread from Fortnite. It's not Gingy. Okay. I don't know what it is, but it's not Gingy. So the reason for this skyscraper being swirly was my friend tried to build like a swirly skyscraper, and it actually came out really cool. Just like, look at that. It looks dope. Like, it looks so nice. Like, it's trippy, kinda. That was kind of the whole point of it, but then you got, I don't even know what this building is. Huh. I didn't even know this existed. Well, I guess we know the date of when the town was created. This is over 3 years old. I mean, the world's way over 3 years old. I didn't even know that sign was there. If I'm being completely honest, you guys can say otherwise. I didn't even know that was a thing. That surprises me. Well, I have a found date. I do not have a found date of the world, but you know. This is supposed to be like a pearl for Pearl City, kind of like a statue, like a pearl that you get from, I think it's a clam. I don't actually know, but anyway. Um, Try to make some, like, street ball, basketball kind of thing, basketball court. I don't really know. Some of these buildings are really nice. This is a terrible fire station, but it's so small for such a big town. This is the police station, and then I don't even know what this was gonna be. This is probably a hotel. I never got finished. I was probably gonna make it taller, but decided not to. Here's a water tower. I used to like building water towers for towns. P is for Pearl, obviously. Train station. A really nice gas station, I think. Really enjoy that. This is the oldest housing in the city. And yeah, this is the Red Sox, Pearl City Red Sox. It has been upgraded from its original look like 4 times. A lot has changed to the stadium since it was originally built like 3 years ago. So I'd say it looks pretty good. There's a thank you 2020 sign. And my reasoning for the thank you 2020. 2020 was a terrible year economically for the world. But personally, it was actually a really, really good time for this world, because in quarantine, this is what I played. Played Minecraft. And a lot of things are built and stuff. So this is the Falcons football stadium. I find it really cool. I just like the roof and just the way the seats are. So that's the Falcons. Anything else in this town? We'll get back to it. There's other stuff over there I still have to go to. But this is the town of Golden Valley. Golden Valley is a very old city. There's a football field, soccer field, baseball field, kind of like their youth area. The housing, me and my friend did a build battle in the Hive on the servers, and there was like a movie theater thing, and we made like an outdoor like drive-in theater. So I decided to build that in my world. Thought it was a pretty cool idea. Didn't turn out, the one we built in our build battle was a lot better than this, but that's alright. Kind of wanted to go for my own look. That's like a store, and the whole reason this town was ever built is at one point, yeah, we did come first. At one point, a lot of my friends I played in this world, we were all big into like a 1v1 like PvP stuff, so we made like a bunch of different 1v1 stadiums in a bunch of our towns. Not all of them are still here today. It's like standing still. Some of them got destroyed, but some of them are still here. Like this one. Another store. This is the Golden Valley Angels Stadium. I find it really nice. It was redone not that long ago. Added a second row of seating at the top. Found it really cool. Added some more screens to it, and then the rock, like the fountain and like the thing just added to like the wall of rock. I find that really cool. And yeah, and then it's just some more housing. You should stream us playing games and Mineplex games. I would, but I don't know if I really can, because I would be on my alt, and I don't know if I can stream on my alt. So, otherwise I would. Anyway, heading back to Pearl, we're gonna go to the other side over here. Something I skipped that I probably should have went into, but the Pearl City Celtics. Pearl City Celtics is a fantastic basketball stadium. was really good for when I built it. I think I've outdone this a lot since the last time I built it, or since the last time I made a stadium, a basketball stadium. I've definitely outdone this by a lot. At one point this was probably the best basketball stadium, no longer is, but at one point it was, and it was really cool. And actually I think I'm gonna make this into I'm gonna make this into like a 2-part thing. I think I'm only gonna go to an hour, and I'm just gonna rename the stream touring my Minecraft world or part 1. I'll do part 2 tomorrow night. And this is like a Little League World Series kind of field. If you don't know what the Little League World Series is, you're missing out, but it's fine if you don't. It's like different. It's a really nice like Little League field, and yeah, it was built quite a long time ago. Over in this side of Pearl, we just have a bunch of like housing and like a hotel, pyramid kind of shaped hotel. This is their pro hockey team, the Pearl City Golden Knights. And if you want to know how lucky they get, just look at that. 8. I should say 9, but it's 8. The Mets, the Pearl City Mets, the second, 1 out of 2, or 2 out of the second baseball stadium in this town. It was really modern, or at least a different style of a baseball stadium that it made for when it was built. And it was really good, actually. It wasn't the best baseball stadium I built at the time when it was constructed, but it was really good. Why 8 instead of 9? Because I just haven't put it there yet. They have 9, I just haven't made it yet. That's why. I'm just too lazy to go around and put their banner up. I'll get there eventually. This is the town of Rockside. And Rockside is, as you can tell, made of stone, rock. And I'm not gonna say this dude's name, but there's some guy in particular that just for some reason just hates this town because it's made out of rock. So, I mean, that's whatever, but you know, it's kind of just like that. But it's made out of rock because it's called Rockside. And no, not you. This is the jail. I made a jail because there's not a whole lot of jails in this world. So I decided to make a jail. Don't know why, but it's alright. Train station. And this is probably one of my favorite monuments in this world. There's a diamond sword inside of a stone rock. My friend built it. It is really nice. Really like it. It's really old as well. I find it really cool. Here's a baseball field. And yeah, it's a pretty basic field. And the guy that yes, I agree. That's kind of like why I like the town, is because of the sword. It's kind of what stands out when I think of the town, the city. But the guy that doesn't like the town has a house here for some reason. Dude's got a house here. He made like a bedrock wall at one point, and I changed that to cobwebs for like netting. So I mean, it says lost, but, you know. Here's the hockey rink. Obviously I was too lazy to, make an actual rink, because at one point this was an outdoor rink, and it still is an outdoor rink. I just never decided to really do anything, so I put a roof over it. So, it's kind of funny, but... this is their soccer stadium. I mean, you can argue with me if it's a stadium or not, but it is a soccer stadium. Whether you like it or not. It's smaller than a lot of stadiums, but... I do enjoy it. Yeah, they're the Rockside Avalanche as like in like the mountain Rockies, stuff like that. That's just housing back here really. And then we'll go to the final town of part 1 of touring the world. I don't know how many. There'll probably be like maybe even 3 parts to this, because it is a pretty big world. It takes a long time to go through stuff. So maybe there'll be 3 parts, maybe I'll fit it in 2. It all depends on how fast I really go through things, but this is Silver Springs. It's gonna be, my plan is a very new town. I'm very glad you say the entire stream. It makes me happy that I'm not talking to nobody. But yeah, true friend over here. Silver Springs. Silver Springs is my plan for this town is to make it like Las Vegas, Nevada in the United States. That is my plan. So I made this really cool entrance. So I like the water on behind the S's, and then over here I'm starting to make like the Vegas Strip, like the strips, the different roads and stuff. And then what do I want to do is, this skyscraper is in my friend's world. So what I'm gonna do, kind of like Vegas, I have like miniature stuff of real life places, like New York City, the castle at Disney World. It's been over a year since D-City was... Damn. That is... I didn't know that. Actually, I probably did know that. It was in, like, December. Huh. But yeah, so I'm gonna make, like, different... Because in that, like, mini New York, there's... the castle in Disney World, there's... the Sphinx and the Pyramid of Giza. There's like Paris, France, different stuff around the world. Cool little like mini areas about them. So what I'm gonna do is like, I picked out, or my friend picked out some things in the world that I should make in like its own area, and then this is gonna be like its own area of like a small little area of his world, like some buildings that kind of stand out in his world. Nothing like big, like stadium wise, but like other buildings that stand out, like skyscrapers and other things in his town that just look good. So I'm gonna do that for different worlds, worlds of my friends and my own. And I'm just gonna make like miniature towns as like the strip goes on. And yeah, so getting to the actual town, there really is no actual town. It's kind of just stadiums. Yeah, it is gonna look pretty good. But yeah, I really don't have much of a town yet. I've honestly just been building stadiums, because kind of my goal is to make every stadium in this town #1 in the country. Not gonna happen. I did accomplish 3 of them, but hockey and what? I just heard a chicken, and there's no chicken. Okay, whatever. But the baseball and hockey, I mean, I do have a chance if I really try hard, but personally, I don't think it's doable to build a better stadium than what is currently #1 for both of those sports. So, yeah, but right now we have a high school as like the only thing legit. Yeah, the chicken just like debated me, bro. Said I'm here, now I'm not. But yeah, so the high school is probably the only thing like town-wise that's like really legit for a city. But otherwise, we have arguably the #1 football stadium, the Silver Spring Chargers. And honestly, if you just look at it, it is really nice. Like super nice. It does have a lot of competition. Football has a lot of competition within its stadium because a lot of the stadiums are really good, and it's very hard to judge which one looks and is better than others once you get up to like the top 3. Yeah, the pillars do make it a lot better, just the looks wise. It's a really nice stadium. And moving on to the other 2 stadiums, we'll go to soccer. So this is Silver Springs Field, home of the Highlanders. And I don't know, I watched like a video on a soccer stadium, and I wanted to build something. Falcons have a nice logo with the fire, yeah, in pearl. So I made like some like special lighting, I guess, and you can walk around the whole entire thing. Not really a big guy at putting stuff in between them, but I did in one stadium. But this soccer stadium, I think it's self-explanatory why it's #1. If you disagree, I would definitely like to know. I would definitely like to know why this is not #1, because I will argue with you all day that this is #1. So yeah, the seating in the field is really nice. I tried to make like the actual stripes there is in a real soccer field. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, but I attempted it, and I think it turned out really nice. Also, if you go on, there's a way to go underneath. There's the away locker room, home locker room, manager's office, team owner's office, player's entrance to the stadium. It's probably one of the more complex things I've made. And then yeah, it's just like the dome. I really like this stadium. And then we got Silver Springs, the Raptors Vibes Arena. Really nice basketball stadium. #1 in the country, #1 rated in the country. And this one I actually decided to put stuff in the like on the walking part, just a bunch of stands and like stuff for the thing. It's actually like, yeah, you did help with the basketball stadium. He helped me with the seating. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go up to like the top here. You get a better view from up here anyway. And I'm just gonna like, you know, like, that was my idea for you to put stuff. Yeah, it was. You did tell me to make some stuff, so I decided to actually listen to somebody about that. And honestly, this is probably the more, it does make the stadium look really good, so it's not just empty. But the Raptors, I really love this stadium, and I mean with a passion. This is probably my favorite basketball stadium in the country, and it makes sense. It's #1. It should be really good, and it is really good. And yeah, so, and there is a way you can get down to here. You can get to the suites or club seating or whatever. You can get to that floor. You can get to the top level. You can get everywhere in the stadium. Yeah, and the logo, this is actually what the court looks like, besides like that I added. And the seating, yeah, I actually decided to you know, make it curved rather than just a square or a rectangle, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so we're gonna end it right here. This is upcoming. This is where I'm building the hockey stadium, but you'll see that in a different video at some point. But yeah, we're gonna end it here in Silver Springs. The rails were Rails will be rails. What? The rails, well, rails will be rails. I don't understand what you're saying about that, but anyway, we're gonna end it here. This is the end of part 1 of the stream. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching this stream. And if you guys want to tune in tomorrow, I am making a I'll be live again tomorrow for part 2 of this tour. And yeah, like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. I mean, it's really your option. It doesn't bother me if you do or not. And yeah, I'll see you guys later, I guess. Peace out.